these things right, it goes a long way to winning this game for us, alright? Let's adjust the conditions before they do all the right things. Let's come out, first quarter, real hot. Let's go.
Well, good morning, good afternoon or good evening to all our magnificent viewers out there across Western Australia. My name is Tony Neal and joining me is James Gardner. First of all, welcome, James.
G'day, Tony. Great to be here for another review of a great day of football.
Yes, and a little bit of confusion from my end because it's the end of day 2 for the magnificent Colts championships as it goes, but it's the start of day 1 for the men's as well. And I'm understanding that Great Southern have come out of the blocks quite quickly in the men's, so we're going to have a look at some things today, and we're going to look also at the finals and the grand final in the Colts as we saw it. How did you see that grand final? If ever there's a game to go back and watch, folks, this is the one.
It certainly is. And it had it all from the start. As you mentioned, it was up from the start and it stayed there for the whole 40 minutes. Both sides had their chances. Southwest really early should have put the game to bed. The GNFL had their chances late and they probably, in the end, could have won it and should have won it. But Southwest get up by the barest of margins, 19-18, 2-7 to 2-6. So pretty inaccurate kicking. But in the end, Southwest, they go through undefeated, and well done to all involved down there. They had a tough gig last year. They went to work, they reviewed it, and they've now got a Colts championship to put along their women's championship and their Division 1 championship from last season. And hopefully for them, another one this year.
And also for Southwest, we will say they did go through undefeated for those that have been watching the show, and also the scores and the ladders. But you can get all of that, of course, on Play HQ and Filming Footy. You can get all the downloads. You can watch all the games over and over and over. You can maybe even watch Between the Post and some of the other interviews that we've been out and about and getting. And we know the Mental Health Forum, we went along to, Community Development Forum this morning, got some great interviews in there as well. So they may go up as standalone content as well. So don't miss any of that. Don't think you've got to wait each day for games and so on. There's so much more. So what we're going to do, folks, is give you a collage of a lot of the marks, goals and the highlights of day 2 through the Colts. We saw some fantastic plays. We saw individual efforts. We saw team play. We saw some coast to coast. We saw players having shots at goal that were missing, but a lot of those around the corner in front with the wind blowing in their face. We saw some fantastic marks. And they also, they loved all teams. We have the magnificent Dartfish beanie and a couple of pairs of thongs for our magnificent sponsors throughout, giving out our awards. So there are 3 awards each game. So we'll have a look at some of those highlights and also the Nutrien Ag 25-year commemorative jumper. They also announced the All-Star team. If we can get hold of that, we'll try and put it up. It may come up on social media as well.
Well, Tony, we've met some fantastic people over these last couple of days. We've caught up with a lot. We've had some fantastic interviews. And tell us about where you went to last night.
Well, James and the viewers there, we went along to the launch last night, and that was held at Lathlane Park, I believe, where the West Coast Eagles are. And I wandered in and probably spent a half an hour looking at all the trophies and jumpers and so on, and I couldn't find one Richmond thing in there. But anyway, we ventured upstairs, and I'll tell you what, there were some dignitaries in the room, and what a magnificent spread it was. They put it on for us, and to see the people, on a serious note, from all the regions come and mingled together, and the common denominator is sport, community involvement. There was a good theme throughout. They presented the new branding, of course. Some of those speeches were quite riveting and moving. And to meet the people in the room, we could have stayed for hours and met so many people. And I say this honestly, there hasn't been one person that we've gone up to and approached to please give an interview or can we have a chat with you. And people the other side conversely come up to us and say, "G'day mate, how you going? I'm so-and-so from so." They do the introduction. So at that launch, to be in that room was quite powerful. They've had a board meeting around a few areas as well. So there was a lot discussed, and they're very transparent as well. That's the one thing I will say with the Western Australian Country Football League and the Commission. Very transparent, and even today, yesterday at the games, and that you see the people walking around, they come up, "Is there anything we can help you with? How's things going? Thank you for the filming." They're very grateful as well. So, folks, we can tell you there's some exciting news coming out of the launch. What we're going to do is show you some excerpts of that over the next few days. They've allowed us to put certain parts of it up and to share that with the broader community, because they are transparent, but it's important for the growth and the continuing development in all of those areas. The important area that got me last night was the talk around the mental health and the work that's going on. And we've spoken about the forum today because that as well had a lot of presenters. So it's not just about football, James. As you know, I see you talking to some of the Great Northern and then some of the other players as well. You're meeting players from all different areas as well. But how good is it, the conduit and growing together and the work that's being done by all the communities and regions around Western Australia? Let's talk it up.
Yeah, and I think on the field, obviously, that they go at war. It's almost war for the regions, and they go hard at each other. They want to win, obviously, but I think there is this appreciation from each region and each league that at the end of the day, we are one WA Country Football League. Yeah, and for the betterment of the whole of WA in the football landscape and the community landscape, we need to be one going together and be a cohesive unit, because that will then feed into the AFL and the other state leagues and make football as a whole better right throughout Australia for everyone to get involved, male, female, whatever.
And representative football, we'll go off on a bit of a tangent here, because representative football, you're representing your region or your area. You see the beaming faces down here and all the kids, they're talking amongst each other. You go and do an interview with two players from one team, one from the other, and they're talking to each other off camera and that. Absolutely outstanding for the parents and also the carers to know their children down here. And every team has conducted themselves. There's seen one or two yellow cards, that happens, you know. But the way that these teams have conducted themselves, we see them out in the accommodation that we're staying at, and they want to come up and have a yap, or we'll yap with them, and just very humbling, and love country communities for sure. Now, let's move into, of course, the senior men's, because there are 3 divisions. We're going to put some results up on the screen for you now. And that will be followed by, we've got a lot with 3 divisions, 18 teams, and how exciting, because have a look at some of the goals and the marks and the highlights of today.
He walks in over 50. This could be their only real chance at a goal. He goes bang. Umpire does not move. There you go, Avan. Avan are on the board. Fantastic.
Get around him.
Avan moved to 139. Great kick there from Fulgrave. 7-1-40.
We'll cut off by Evan boys number 2 and Jemison Newcomb Billy. Double 5 boys on each other, and there's a shot and go, a little opportunity kick out of the middle, and it's
Jemison Newcomb
followed it up well.
Well-weighted kick and a beautiful grab as well.
Beautiful handball to Peel. Oh, he's whacked it on the boot. The Peel player, big high kick, made it hard for the forwards. Down it comes. Good roving here for number 17 for Peel, and he's jammed it on his boot, Barney.
Great goal.
Talk me through that one.
Superb.
Looks like Patrick again.
Yeah.
Yes,
that
it was.
him.
Lloyd Christmas. Nice bit of a guy who's 6'2".
Beautiful
nice
roving.
Yeah.
One straight, just Shouldn't be too much problem here for the Peel boys. The umpire hasn't moved, and I think it's a goal. So Peel will move on to 6 straight, Gary. 30
For Southwest, they're pushing the ball back with a handball.
Another hand pass, he's doing well at halfback flank. He kicks it up to, looks like another Williams, Zane Williams. Zane's popped it up to centre forward to trigger the run onto. He hand pass off to Drono. Drono's first touch for the day. On to Mitch Tenardi, great hand pass. And it goes straight to...
Ryan Benells then drills the pass in the full forward to Laurie Collard. Running onto it was taken beautifully by Gillespie. Comes in, kick forward, Collard. Available in front of goals. And he turns and he goes bang for goal number 3. His body brilliantly. Runs back in on the ball. He's under a bit of pressure though. Great tackle. Pulls down. His play on's the call from the umpire. It ends up with a play there. Was it Walsh going across? Wasn't sure. Bounces, wheeling around. And a big kick was Cade Stewart. He's kicked a goal for Albert Southern. Great work by Cade Stewart and the uppers boys. Good pressure on the tool.
The last goal kicker there goes and kicks it long, deep, inside 50.
Oh!
He's taken a mother! Hanger! Oh my God! There's that player again. Flicks it across to Griffiths. Goes on his left foot. Good mark going back with the flight of the ball. And that is to all the Colts players out there today as we have a good kick in. Foreman! Oh, what a mark. And he, as I said...
Up there for the big fella. Jay O'Brien's there. Feeds it out towards Ryder. Ryder throws it on his left boot. And that's Christopher Ryder. And he's a very skilled player. And Christopher Ryder gets his first goal of the afternoon.
We were. So we'll play on from full back. Unable to take the mark was both. And North Pilbara will go back inside forward 50. Sandels was the target. He couldn't take it. Ball spills out to the back. It's a goal.
On the footy, 2-on-1 here. Lies on the ground, but somehow they push the ball through Midland. Midland on the right. He's kicked the ball out here. Should be an easy goal here, and it is. And there's the first goal on the score to Jamesy Kennedy. Put up. He's got Amos as the target there. Going to go over the top there. There is a Mortlock player at the bottom there, with Shalecki being one of them. Duncan's there as well. Good tackle pressure from Shalecki. Goes back onto his left foot, and that is another goal for Mortlock. Jida Payne.
Key danger man there in Ryder. He slaps in the way of Harry Taylor. Harry Taylor back to Ryder. Ryder sets sail for home from 35 metres. And that was young Christopher Ryder. Great goal there. Good bit of team play. Started on the half back line with Clay Sippler. Finished off by Harry Taylor with a quick over to.
Beautiful tap onto Stubber. Hurry kick inside 50. Ugle capitalises on the loose ball, shoots towards goal. It's swinging back. It's another one.
And there's a player on at centre half forward. It eludes him. I thought Bravington might have been a target, but ending up taking a good mark.
Jackson off a step goes Williams. It's another one for Great Southern. It's raining goals. Comes out to Bravington on the run. Crouch. Quick handball away. Brilliant chain here by North Pilbara into the open goal, and North Pilbara get their third.
So North Pilbara controlling it well. His kicking board is dangerous. Dropped by Mancavini. Although it ends with Renton again. He's met with a heavy hit. He gets it to Farmer, who snaps on the left foot into the goal square, and the ball's finished off by Langdon. He kicks his second, and North Pilbara has 8.
A high floating ball. It's deep into the 50. Jackson off a step goes Williams. It's another one for Great Southern.
Handball over the top. This is good effort. Outside 50. Big thumping kick. A massive thumping kick. And a quick reply here.
Along with him is Leeson. Spins around on the left, on the right rather. Great goal there from Avalon.
Half forward. Puts the afterburners on. Outside 50. How's it going to run, Wardo? It's running and running and running for a fantastic goal. To DePayne. DePayne to the hotspot goes. Oh, that is a good mark, and well done there by Billy Corduroy. Now we go on to Ugle. Ugle on that beautiful left foot. That's Jared Ugle. Kicks the ball to the hotspot there in the pocket. Run through! It has run through! And
they get it back out to the boundary line. In comes Ugle. Directly in front. From 30 metres out. And he steers it through the middle.
Was the target there, couldn't quite grab it. The 21 there in Ferguson goes a handball across. Been picked up by Ugle, non-preferred boot. Bouncing, great spot. And he is a sensational player. He's dropped by Gillette, I think it was. All flicked across there. First goal on the board, and that is by Ryan Fisher from...
Beautiful handball to Peel. Oh, he's whacked it on the boot. The Peel player, big high kick, made it hard for the forwards. Down it comes. Good Good roving here from number 17 for Peel, and he's jammed it on his boot, Barney.
Great goal! Here for Hills, advantage is paid. Through the traffic goes Bacon. Long ball, McKinley the target. No mark, play on, says the umpire. Tap to ground. Oh, soccer off the ground. Hilgett. Callian strikes it long. Whoa, big mark. That's beaten running back.
In Amos, kicks the ball forward. A good mark under the pec. Good clunking mark's been taken.
Brandon Ugle, as he was looking for Jackson, coming in, picking up the footy is Joel Want. He cruises into goal and he's nailed it. Thomas will send it to centre half forward. Hines the target. It goes over his head and sliding in, taking a good mark is Jared Young.
To attack up to centre wing on the outer side. And a good mark taken over the top.
Target in Brenton. They share it by hand. They go inside forward 50 and once again playing in front.
In goes player there in Caden Dan. Caden Dan screws the ball around.
Yes.
And they got a much needed goal.
To make it 6 goals for the Gascoigne side. From just inside the 50. Already got a goal. Players calling for it. They get it back out to the boundary line. In comes Ugle.
That good handball out, but it's been sharp and stolen. Goes across. And that is a great mark down the lead. There is a Morlock player at the bottom there, with Shalecki being one of them. Duncan's there as well. Good tackle pressure on Shalecki. Goes back onto his left foot. And that is another goal for Morlock. Was the target there. Couldn't quite grab it. The 21 there in Ferguson. Goes the handball across. It's been picked up by Ugle. Non-preferred boot. Bouncing. Great spot.
So we'll play on from full back. Unable to take the mark was both. And North Pilbara will go back inside forward 50. Sandels was the target. He couldn't take it. Ball spills out to the back. It's a goal. So North Midlands will go inside forward 50. Packer plays go up. Great mark. The infringing player then goes down the line. It's stretching up high, taking a good mark.
That good handball out, but it's been sharp and stolen. Goes across. And that is a great mark down the lead by Newick.
Shares it with Farmer. He now sends his left-footed kick inside the forward 50. Stretching up, taking a good mark. Steer it again. He plays on quickly, wastes no time, sends it on goal. He's nailed it.
That's the play of the game.
Young man puts it up towards centre wing. Schwartz backwards in the front, but flying over the back.
Past Bullcock. He's able to try and recover, but he can't. Flicks around the body, and that is an absolute beauty inside. And watch it drift across. Goes round, runs, kicks beautifully. It's going to go all the way to the line, and it keeps going. Third goal on the bow.
It ends up with Phillips put on his body, set forward, big fist, but it was on a mark, I think it was.
Callum Marquis. Marquis puts it on his left boot, kicks it in towards full forward, or half forward, goes the way of Ryder. Ryder runs towards goal. Beautiful kick there from Ryder, and Jamie Ryder gets
another forward half turnover. Silverway Hughes, who runs into the 30-metre arc, shot the goal, and it's straight through the big sticks for another goal for the Southwest.
Ends up handing the ball off. They're going to go inside 50 again. Oh, that is a great mark and great ball movement. Got marked on the last line of defence. Oh, it's been turned over again. Here they go. Surely they finish this time. And yes, they do. Third goal on the board for the Goldfield.
He'll be kicking with the win. Just inside the 50. That's not a bad sort of a kick. Tyson Francis has his second.
Ryan Benells there drills the pass in the full forward. His play on's the call from the umpire. It ends up with a play there. Was it Walsh going across? Wasn't sure. Bounces, wheeling around, and a big kick was Cade Stewart. He's kicked a goal for Amargate Southern.
Starts it right. It's straight. That's an unbelievable goal.
Stunning approach for goal. Leans back on this. And goal umpire does not have to move, and I think that's another goal, and is a goal.
He kicks, and he goes! Esperance have won a thriller here at Gil Fraser Reserve, and they come from everywhere.
Some great results, highlights, marks and goals there, Tony. And of course, we need to take a look at the ladders of the 3 divisions. They'll be coming up now because it is heating up after day 1, heading into tomorrow. And then, of course, the grand finals on Sunday.
When you think of the future of your business, what is it that you hope for?
I'm just going to start the irrigator.
Ways to grow? Ways to be more self-reliant? And always be one step ahead. Are you looking for a partner with solutions to complex business problems? Well, no matter your goal, with Nutrien Ag Solutions, we'll help you go further.
Since day one, Macintosh & Son has been growing our services and support for our customers while investing in the future of our people. We know you need the right equipment and we will be there when it matters most. Macintosh & Son. Grow with us.
We'll now move on to announcing our 2023 All-Stars team. We will obviously call out these numbers, but we won't present your jumpers tonight. They will be presented at your league function at the end of the season. So from Peel Football League, we'll have Cooper Gray, Zachary Gavin, Max Foreman, Spence Wiggers. From the Pilbara, Ro Whitby. From Regional Districts, McRae Ackroyd, Cuba Garlett and Tyrese Clark. From Kimberley Spirit, Gilbert Barley, Giovanna Spadell and Trevon Stretch. From Great Southern Football League, Kobe Keane and Lucas Ravenhill. From Avon, James Ferguson. And from our competing teams in the grand final today, from the Great Northern Football League, Drayden Wingo, Finn Del Lefson, hope I pronounced that correctly, Lachlan Emmett, James Simmons, from the Great Northern Football League. From the South West Football League, Lachlan Emmett, Peter Woods, William Pedley, Ryan Babbage and Fraser Gilchrist. Congratulations.
Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show. Absolutely fantastic to spread the word throughout all the communities. Remember, it's across Western Australia Country Football League. It's across Western Australia regions, rural, and I reckon there's some metropolitan people that watch. It's also across Australia. We had some friends in South Australia and Victoria watching, probably down in Tassie as well. It covers everything. Fiji, New Guinea, you name it, they're everywhere. Hawaii, wouldn't that be lovely? Across the world. So thank you so much for viewing our sponsors, of course, Nutrien Ag Solutions, alongside the Western Australia Country Football League, as a country championships, not only the naming rights, but also the men's division partners, CBH Group. They looked after us throughout the Colts, and we cannot thank them enough. I will say Nutrien Ag, 49 years, just quietly. That came up last night. 49 years they've been a sponsor. So CBH Group, we do thank you very much. Rio Tinto, of course, we're pumping them up because they look after the women's as well. Who else have we got, please?
Well, another big partnership, Belt Up. They've been around with for 25 years, a partnership, as well as Think Mental Health, Regional Men's Health, West Australian Football Commission.
And of course, the goal and game of the championship, so exciting. How we're going to pick it, who knows? But McIntosh and Son, fantastic to come on board. We did the interview with them last night, met them, and they are sensational supporters of the goal and mark of the championships.
And then the mark of the game and championships is Bruce Rock Engineering, another great supporter of country football and country people in general.
I just rant that is goal of the game by McIntosh and mark of the game by Bruce Rock. I've got a bit excited with all that. Player of the match, of course, the Belt Up 25 years commemorative jumper, and the boys have been hanging on to that. Comes in a beautiful little tube for them as well. They also get the Dartfish beanie. It's got a bit of a cult following now, so well done to all those players so far over the championships that have received the Dartfish beanie and the jumper, and plenty more to come.
And of course, Optima Ag supporting the play of the match, and with them they get the beautiful Archie thongs. Have a look at them, aren't they magnificent? And then of course the Omnibus Igniter, the igniter in the engine room to get things moving, and both of those get the Archie thongs. Magnificent supporters, get a pair of Archies.
I like that Omnibus Igniter as well, because we're getting a special truck built, and for those of you who have watched the video, it's going to have a scoreboard on the side. It's going to come around to all the rural and regional areas, and there's a lot more. If you go in and watch the last one, you'll see a little bit around that. So very exciting, and we can't thank Omnibus enough for that igniter. And there's an opportunity for any sponsors out there that might want to get some exposure throughout all the regions. Get on board, contact Mr. Douglas, because I tell you what, there's an opportunity to get your name out and about in and around that truck when that scoreboard flashes up and your name's on it. So also our scoreboard through Sportal. And what is the Sportal, you may ask? That is a scoreboard that's very interactive. You can operate it from your phone if you're the timekeeper or the scorer. You don't have to sit out there in the wet and rain, James. You can come over here in the warmth and just press it. And for the people around the world that want to see what the score is at their local game, if you've got a Sportal, you can tap into it. You can have community announcements, you can have film nights, you can have training going up during training. If I said enough, there's so much more with Sportal. What about the scaffolding?
Oh, they've been fantastic supporters. The Foreman's Hire, who have provided us with scaffolding down at Lane Group Stadium to be able to film, and we can't thank them enough for their support.
So thank you very much to Fairman's Hire. We see their sign up when we go back, which we are there tomorrow again, aren't we? And James, I almost teared up today with those magnificent players from all the different regions in the interviews. But tell us, more importantly, the players, the volunteers, everyone that's been here. But there's another group in there that's more important than anything. Go on, tell them. Look down the barrel.
They're more important than us. They're more important than James, our camera guy, or even though he's fantastic, and John and everyone else. It's the viewers at home that support filming footy and support Dartfish, who tune into Between the Posts and all the games. We can't thank you enough. We hope you enjoyed Between the Posts. Tune in again tomorrow and Sunday for more action from down here at the Country Championships.